Welcome to Mornings with the Mayor. As always, we bring the best possible people here with the most important subjects that we have here in Bensalem, and today is very, very, very important. I want you to listen to what our two guests have to say today. This is the week of the 4th of July, our independence, and a lot of that independence, not a lot of it, all of it, is because of our veterans and the people that made us free and the freedom that we have today. And I have special guests with me today, and I'll start out on my right is Andrew Schiavello. Andrew is the president of Honor Flight Philadelphia. We're going to talk about what's going on there with our veterans and Second World War veterans, a special occasion coming up. And to my left is no stranger here to Bensalem, Joe Saffron, the recorder of deeds, past councilman for 22 years. 22?
22, Mayor.
22
21
years.
months, 21 years, 6 months.
21 years, 6 months. So he's back again with us today. He's doing a phenomenal job, not just a recorder of deeds, but working with our veterans. John, we'll start out with you. I know what you've been doing for the veterans for the last year and a half. I guess almost 2 years now, isn't it?
It's over 2 years now.
Over 2 years. And we'll lead into what this teamwork is producing and what's going to happen on September 22nd. So if you want to lead off and tell us how you got it started.
Okay, Mayor, thank you very much, and thanks for having us back here. It's always a pleasure to come back to Bensalem.
Good to have you.
You know, as everyone knows, we have the Veteran ID program throughout the county, and about a year ago we were out and we were up in, tell you the truth, it was Ann's Choice home up in Warminster, and there was some gentlemen up there that they were telling me about this program called Honor Flight. And so we did a little investigation, and then they wanted to know why we couldn't do it from Bucks County. Well, we looked into it a little bit, and then we decided that we were going to take a shot at it. Coming from Bensalem, we always work as a team down here, and we looked at this, and this was not one project that we could do ourselves. So we did contact our friends now over at Honor Flight Philadelphia, who have the hub for the Honor Flight program itself is a national program, and there's a hub in Philadelphia, and that's where I met Andrew, and since then we've come together, and we've got a program we're calling Honor Flight Bucks County, and we're going to take our trip on September 22nd of this year. We're out looking for veterans and everything, and we wanted to bring it down to the lower end here and let everyone know that this is happening, and it's, we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, this is very, very, very important. I mean, seriously, our Second World War veterans are obviously all in their 90s or thereabouts, I'm sure. And Andrew, I know that you lead the way on this for Honor Flight Philadelphia, and we're saying Bucks County is happening out of Bucks. And first of all, let me thank you for what you're doing.
It's
so
truly
important.
a privilege and an honor to be able to take veterans down to see the memorial.
Well, tell us about that. How's it worked? I know you've done it before, so.
We have. We started at the end of 2011. Since then, we've taken 32 bus loads of World War II veterans.
Wow.
This last trip, we had some Korean vets on board. And, often we get phone calls from people up in this area, and they say, Andrew, it's far. I'm 92, I'm 96, I can't drive, because it is a 14-hour day. We leave at 6 in the morning. So as luck would have it, we ran into Joe at Ann's Choice. We were doing a presentation, and we chatted about doing a trip out of Bucks County. And the response has been tremendous, and the veterans thankful that we're up this way. From Philadelphia to here, that's a good 40, 50 miles for some of these vets, and to be traveling during the night, it really, really is a saving grace to be able to have a trip out of Bensalem. It really, really benefits our veterans.
And when was the last one you did?
The last one we did was just a few weeks ago. It was June 21st. We had 6 bus loads go down to Washington, D.C. 5 buses were with World War II veterans. 1 bus was filled with Korean veterans. So it really, really was a phenomenal day. It was
I want you to bring up, and both of you can chat on this, this isn't done free. Buses cost money, all of these things. And what we're looking for is people to help out however they can, in corporations and businesses, and anybody that has a few extra dollars at home that could help out. I know you need funding.
Yeah, Mayor, I'm glad you bring that up. It is expensive to bring these veterans down. The veterans pay for nothing for the whole day.
Thank God. I hope they don't.
Absolutely. And every veteran is accompanied by a guardian for safety because of their age. So
Explain that.
yeah, well, so our youngest veteran that we ever took was about 89. Our oldest was 103. So we always have a guardian with them for safety. They become the eyes, the ears, and the hands of the veteran. One time we had a veteran who was thirsty. We handed him a bottle of water, and about 20 minutes later, he still had the bottle of water. And I said, "Why didn't you drink it?" And he said, "I can't open it." So these are the responsibilities of the guardian. Open their water, make sure they eat, make sure they go to the bathroom, make sure they take their medicine. When they start seeing them get wobbly, put them in a wheelchair. We've had 160 wheelchairs on our last trip. We bring a wheelchair for every veteran.
I hope you're all listening. I hope you're all listening to this, how important this really is, and how I know I'm going to be part of this team, whatever it takes to help out here in Bucks County. And Joe, I know what you're doing. But I want them to understand that, how important that is, that there's going to be one person.
It's a 1-to-1 ratio.
A 1-to-1 ratio.
Because of the veteran's age. And, a lot of them, physically they can't. The World War II Memorial is bigger than a football field, and rightfully so, the size of it. What they did for the world, they deserve a memorial that big. So a lot of times by the end of the day, they're wobbly. So the guardian's responsibility, hey, get them in a chair, and they fight you. World War II veterans are very stoic. They fight you. And you know how we get them in the chair? We tell them they're going to get lots of hugs and kisses. And they do. And they say, "Andrew, you were right."
This is true. This is true.
So they get more love, so to speak, and they really, really enjoy all the accolades they get throughout the day. So again, the money involved. So we give them breakfast, lunch, dinner, plenty of water. We give them snacks throughout the day, and then we give them a hat, a shirt. On the back it says veteran. The guardians get a shirt that say guardian, so we know. We always see a blue shirt with a white shirt. We always want to make sure they're married. We give them a bag, a mug, and just lots of little mementos. We give them a CD of the day. That'll be coming up in about a month.
Wow.
We'll give everybody a CD of their day. So again, it adds up, a little here, a little there. So we do need funds.
I know how important for the veterans, but could you imagine the family of these World War II veterans to know that they are having an opportunity, a man or a woman, to go down there that has served this country so well, that somebody really cares, that we really do. And sometimes, through your efforts and certainly teaming up with Joe.
Yeah, teaming up with Joe.
It's going to make that such a...
It was amazing. I did attend the trip on June 21st with Honor Flight, and it was truly amazing, especially when we were at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And that's something, too, we want to touch on before we leave. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, when we were there, the children from different parts of this country were there on school trips and stuff like that. They were actually going over to these veterans and checking their hand and thanking them. It was really, it really hits you. It really hits you. And especially as you go around the different memorials that we do hit, the Vietnam, the Korean.
Oh, do we hit them all?
We do.
We hit them all.
Oh, we do hit them all.
Our day starts at Arlington National, where we witness the changing of the guard. And on this trip, we have a special...
Reef.
We're going to be laying a wreath, so we're going to be able to pick 4 veterans that'll be able to lay a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown.
The Unknown Soldier.
And then from there, we take our women veterans to the Women's Memorial, and they're presented with a flag from a brigadier general. Then we go around to Iwo Jima, and we have lunch at the Air Force Memorial. Then we finish the day at Korea and Vietnam, and then finally at World War II. And then we come home, and we're escorted the whole day by the Park Police.
Oh.
That's amazing. We leave when you leave. When we did leave Springfield Township and Delaware County, you had a police escort. You got on 95, you had a police escort. And each state that you went through, there was a police escort taking us all the way down. We get into Washington, the police were there to escort the buses. They stopped traffic and everything. These guys just kept going right through. And people would worry about, medical emergencies or something like that. You're in constant contact with medical personnel. Plus, one other thing Andrew might want to touch on too is that we do have medical teams on the buses.
To help out in case, right?
We do. They go down as guardians or bus leaders because of the liability if they went down as a doctor or nurse. But through the Good Samaritan laws, they could, as like with an airplane, do we have medical personnel on board? They can come out and use their medical skills to work on our veterans if need be.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's not the case, but if it is, they'll be well taken care
We're
of.
ready, yeah.
I could
we're ready
tell
for everything.
I can tell you one
Another
thing right now too is we do have, I believe there is a two veterans. One is 99 and one is 100 that already signed
Already signed up to go.
Yeah.
to go in this
Are you
trip.
listening to this? This is
100-year-old.
Independence Week coming up, boy. This is the 4th of July. And there's a wall down there. I have a picture with me standing next to it. It says, freedom is not free.
Yeah.
You seen that wall. And boy, oh boy, does that hit home or what?
It really, really does. And these are the men and women that did it. I mean, you hear the stories and, you know, who landed on the regime, and they tell you what it was like, what the sand was like, and who landed on D-Day. And we had we just had a veteran who landed on D-Day. He was part of a tank, a Sherman, tank brigade, and they got hit. He was the only surviving member.
Wow.
And
This is a touching.
he thought his friends were buried in European military cemetery. Here he found out they were in Arlington. So he asked us if we could go by the grave. And I said, we can't bring 6 buses to a grave site. So we called Arlington, so they picked him up and took
Say
him to the
that.
grave site. And he said, it gave me closure.
You give
After
him-
70 years, it gave him closure.
Yep.
Now, does it get any better than that?
No.
So whatever we could do for these veterans, because they truly saved the world. I always say the world was going nuts. Hitler on one side, the Japanese on the other, and these men and women were plucked out of society, told to go fight, and they did. They came home and they went back to work, and that was the end of it. My father was a World War II vet. He never spoke of the war, but they did it. They saved the world,
Yeah.
literally. They really, really did. And sometimes when you tell people we be speaking Japanese or German, they take it like, yeah, it's true. You know, our Constitution as it exists would be gone. And once you lose it, you never get it back.
No, that's.
So we are forever grateful to these men and women.
I mean, it's as we're speaking here today, we have men and women fighting for us right now.
We do.
Right at this moment, and the world's a little bit crazy right now, and those men and women are over there serving this country to preserve what
our freedoms
veterans
and
have done for us.
Yeah. And
There was another thing on that Saturday too, is at the Lincoln Memorial, because that's right near the Korean Memorial and the Vietnam. And at the Lincoln Memorial, there is a class of deaf children, and they asked the veterans, and they had them all sitting there, and they came over and they were singing in sign language to them. It was really amazing. Like, wow. I mean. And then they all say thank you at the end and the whole thing. It was like really amazing how
how
these
people
these
respond
veterans.
to them.
If you could see the emotions on these guys, it's really amazing, and it's so appreciated. And
That's what who we are. That's why we're here.
That's
we wouldn't
exactly
even
right.
be here. We talked about that. And we can say it a million times, but it's the truth.
It is. And sometimes people say, well, everybody's been to the memorial in Washington, and I say that, have you been to the Liberty Bell lately? You haven't. It isn't far away, but you just don't get down there.
Of course.
And a lot of these guys physically can't do it. Financially, they can't do it. Their family, their friends, they're it. They're the last surviving member.
Can we say that if there's someone out there that wants to join, that everything will be on the screen, who they contact, is no matter what, can we physically get them there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
No matter what.
Do you hear that now? There's no cutoff here, right?
Yeah, if they're not mobile and they're confined to a wheelchair, we'll get you down there. There's nothing that'll stop us from honoring a veteran that served our country.
we will get you there.
Yeah, we even bring a change of clothes. We have a comfort bag in case they need a change of clothes. We bring it for dignity.
Is everybody listening
I
out
mean,
there?
these
I
are the
don't think
things we
I've ever
think of.
done a show.
There's little things that
There's more feelings and more,
Yeah.
and especially this week we're talking about this with Independence, and the 4th of July with the fireworks and all this stuff. You know what? Just stop and think about why.
Yeah.
And why. And if there's a mom or a dad that's a veteran that you want to go there, or somebody's out there listening that maybe they don't hear our show, the veteran
Right.
themselves, get in touch with
Yeah.
either one of you. Everything will be on the screen, phone numbers, emails.
Yeah, all that. And
Get them
something
there.
Joe's worked hard on is getting school children to write letters. See, mail was a big part of World War II. because
Sure.
They didn't have
Yeah.
technology. So, they waited for the mail to come. So what we do is we get children or anybody, groups, family members to write letters. And on the way home, we do mail call. And it brings back the pleasant memories
Wow.
of the war. And Joe's done a
it's
fantastic
amazing.
job.
It's amazing
getting the
some of
letters.
the things that do. You think when you leave Washington after you leave the memorial, World War II memorial, and we head home, you kind of think maybe it's over. It's the day's done. it's kind of really just getting started, because then you have mail call, you have other things that happen, and especially when you get home, what happens? It's an amazing day.
Do you try to get them addressed to a person?
Well,
We address them to veterans. In
well,
fact, we've
in
got,
general.
yeah.
But if the family, we always ask the family member if they like to write a letter, and they always, most of them do, and then we slip it in their envelope.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you where we really need help if people want to do it is the World War II veterans, or none of our veterans, got the welcome home they deserve. Everybody thinks they did, but they didn't. You know, there was the parade in New York, but most of them came back and went to work. They were on a train somewhere.
They got the train and gone home.
So what we try to do is we give them the welcome home they didn't get. So if anybody's out there and you want to come out and welcome the veterans home, we give everybody a flag to wave. We roll out the red carpet, and you cheer them as they come off the bus. We love to have
When
you.
would that be now?
September 22nd.
Well, we know the 22nd, but what time of the
We
day?
usually get back about 6:15, 6:30.
And we'll come back to Parx?
We're
Well-
coming back to Parx Casino. We will be leaving Parx Casino, and we will return there in the evening. And
What's the time of that? That's something we ought to work on.
well, that's another avenue. I mean, there's a lot more here we have to discuss.
Well, we're
Yeah.
going to make sure that we get it out there.
Get it out
Give
there.
the time that they're coming
We're
home.
going to try. I'm hoping to get like 1% of the county's population to come down to come here to Parx to welcome.
And by the way, there's plenty of parking there.
Yeah.
On the Parx, we'll be on a side lot way over there, I suppose, away
Well,
from.
actually, we're going to Parx East.
Okay, that's
So
it.
everything will be
That's where the
taken care of.
racetrack was.
That was
Yeah.
where the old
Yes.
racetrack is.
So everything's there. So I love that idea.
And then,
Oh, yeah.
you know, we give them dinner, and then we have the Manhattan Dolls. They dress up like the Andrews Sisters, and they sing all the songs of the 40s to them.
Are you guys listening out there?
This is what they remember. You know, the welcome home crowd, the Manhattan Dolls, mail call. It just puts it into the next level. It really, really does.
If you just have any opportunity, all the things we're talking about to help, to get the veterans there, to get them signed up. Do you need people to help?
Yeah,
Help?
we
No,
definitely could use volunteers
Volunteers.
to load the buses in the morning, to break, you know, to welcome, to help with the buses when we arrive. It's a lot. It's a
And I
massive undertaking.
promise you, we will be doing a show before September again, right before, to remind everybody and to come and welcome them back. Come
Yeah,
on, this
and
is
maybe we'll bring a vet that went on a trip, and he could tell them what an honor flight trip meant to him.
yeah.
We just had a vet that he has to be buried in his honor flight T-shirt. That's how much. That's what the day meant to him.
Boy, I hope you're listening. I just hope that
That's how
you're
special
paying
it was.
attention to everything we're saying here today. This is absolutely special. It's a day that those veterans, God
Won't-
bless
won't
them,
forget.
they deserve,
And they won't.
that they will appreciate, and they'll be welcomed home. That's phenomenal.
We get family
Andrew.
members that tell us. We just had a letter. He's saying my father stuttered, except when he got back from the honor flight trip. He never stuttered talking about it. Another family told me my father came back to life. He walks better. You know, it energizes him.
Sure.
It invigorates him again. So it's very special, this day of honor they receive.
And we talked about everything. We mentioned that we need money, anybody can see it in their way to help out. This is going to come off. The money's not going to stop us. I'm going to tell you right now.
Never has.
We're going to make this work. But if you see in your way that you can help, and certainly any company out there, and we'll be talking to them, others that I think Parx is already on board.
Parx's generosity is like unquestionable. It's like they're actually sponsoring the staging area in the morning with coffee and Danish and everything like that, because we do have that when these guys start checking in at 5 o'clock, and it becomes like a chaos. But it's organized chaos.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how things everything flows, and because I wanted to see it all, and Andrew was kind enough to have us to go on the trip on the 21st, and it was just, we jumped in and started helping out and everything, but it's just like amazing how everything is done, everything is put together, and then all day long it's truly amazing. And Parx is going to stage the beginning, and they also are sponsoring the dinner. So every vet will have a dinner for them when they get back.
Listen, I talk teams all the time.
And it's it's free.
This is a team. Please be part of this team, one way or another, however you can. If you can be there to welcome them home, if you can be a volunteer, if there's some vets out there in your family, or you know a vet that needs to be signed up for this, please let them know. This team's going to get this done.
Yeah. And no, time is of the essence.
Of
We
course
lose
it
up
is.
to 1,000 veterans a day because
Yeah.
of, their age.
So of course.
Well, it has to be done today. There isn't.
I'm going to give you the
there isn't
last
a
word.
tomorrow then.
You got the last word.
Well, I could go on and on about Honor Flight. It truly, truly became a passion. When you see how much these veterans appreciate what we're doing for them. And to me, I'm the one that feels honored. Look what I get to do. I get to bring a World War II veteran or a Korean veteran down to see the memorial. And a lot of them say, I never thought I'd get here. And we're only 2 hours up the street. So it truly, truly is a privilege to be able to bring a veteran to see what they sacrificed for.
Andrew.
And Mayor,
God
thank you for
bless
your
you
support.
for the work you're
And
doing.
Joe.
And certainly Joe Saffron
always a pleasure.
is no stranger to us here and doing a phenomenal job on that. And please be part of this team. It doesn't get any better. We're all going to feel good about it when it happens. I know I'm
hug
going
a
to be
vet.
there.
Hug a World War II vet.
So if you see your way of all the things we talked about today, hopefully you'll be there September 22nd. I promise you we will be doing an update in September so that we remind everybody. Until next time, everybody, God bless.